Hey guys, this is a market update. I want to update you on my short-term trading and also why I think this cycle isn't over. All of the charts just look really good. Now, August and September are typically quite weak months seasonally for crypto. That's great news. Weak months in an uptrend, that's where we want to be buying, right? Buy low in an uptrend, and we're 10% away from the all-time high. It's hardly even a drawdown at this point. Now, I've got some bids in. I've had a couple of them hit around these levels here, just these wicks down. So I've got a couple of bids hit. We seem to be just climbing up from that, but we're still really in this kind of distribution from the all-time high, which is totally fine by me. I hope we go lower because I'm confident that the cycle goes much higher than this all-time high. And therefore, that gives me opportunity to trade. I've got bids in at these levels here. I think we could easily get down to 100. That's the previous support right here. So any print above this level is a higher high. Uptrend continues and we go higher. August, September, typically weak. I hope they continue to be weak. I hope the price comes down here. I hope my bids get hit because I think we go much higher eventually in this cycle. So that's the opportunity, right? I'm here, I'm bidding this level. If you want to see my exact trades, that's part of the crypto course and the Discord server. I put everything in there. You can click the link below if you want to go through and see that. But look, I'll just tell you right here, I'm bidding these levels and I hope we go lower because I think we go higher in this cycle. Why is that? All of the cycle data shows that we are not topping out. Everyone's saying it's a top, the market's topped. That's not a top. The top is when everyone says everything's great and we're going to go higher. That's the top. The top isn't everyone's bearish, everyone's a bit nervous. That's not a top. If you look at the cycle as well, this is from Tech Dev. I'll try and link this below. In the business cycle, right? Business cycle signal 1 and 2. Look, we're just in the recovery phase still. And I think we've outperformed because of the ETFs and all of the kind of institutional adoption. That is a lot of the performance here. We're still yet to get that kind of peak in the business cycle, which really puts you in a big bull market. We're still not there yet. And so that's why I think if that comes, when that comes, it has to come, right? Because they have to refinance the debt, have to roll it all over. That creates liquidity, that creates the peak in the business cycle. That is to come. And that is why I think we go a lot higher. So any weakness, I want to buy it for sure. And I'm going to take that risk. You can see here as well, capital flows, weeks of declining inflows. However, the first sign that BTC structure is starting to bottom. So you can see that right here. Pretty good news. The macro cycle risk printed a lower high and has started to drop in risk. A drop in MCR means investor liquidity is returning to the network. So liquidity is starting to come back. That's good news. Risk off signal has made a small peak and dropping. So risk off is potentially dropping here, which means risk on comes back. Hopefully September is weak. And then that leads into lower prices that I can bid and get my bids hit. And then we move into October, November, December, maybe the start of next year. All of the liquidity metrics seem to be pointing to pretty good news during that time. So I think things are looking good. And I hope we go lower here and more of my bids get hit at this level. If you trade Bitcoin and crypto, check out Bybit as well. Click that link in the description if you're a new user. Anything you deposit on the platform, they'll give you a huge deposit bonus to go ahead and trade with as well via that link. This is without a doubt the corporate adoption cycle. The government adoption cycle is still pretty small. Who's buying all the Bitcoin, right? Individuals are selling. That's totally fine. Now, people that have been in since $100, $1,000, look, you're going to rotate some out, right? Totally makes sense. You want to, the 100K level is so important. There's an argument to be had that actually we are still in the 100K distribution level, really. Let's say 20% each side, right? That's where we've been for basically a year, right? We haven't really moved anywhere since December 24, right? So almost a year at this point. This is just distribution of 100K sellers. How many people want to sell at 100K who bought at 100 or 1,000 or 5,000? You say, I'm going to sell some when it reaches 100K. There's so many people that are going to sell there. So those individuals are selling. That's totally fine as well. You made very good profits and you want to redistribute into other things, houses, cars, whatever, because that makes your life better. Absolutely fine. And it's going to corporates. It's going to treasury companies. It's going to businesses and funds and ETFs, pension funds, slowly getting involved, longer term capital. This is a huge rotation. And a bull market is simply a rotation of capital. You don't rotate too much capital during bear markets, actually. Volumes go down, everyone's uninterested. A lot of the rotation happens during bull markets. A bull market is new pools of capital come in and they have to buy the Bitcoin from someone. right? Because they can't, there's only 450 a day produced. The demand is multiples of that. So where are you getting the Bitcoin from? You have to bid up the price to get the rotation of capital. That's what a bull market is. So this is great. And it's going into these much longer term types of funds, right? It's not the government cycle yet. They're still on gold. That's why gold's outperforming, right? But the government cycle, maybe wait another decade or so. But its corporate cycle is absolutely fine as long as rates are coming down and the business cycle is starting to tick up. They're going to have more liquidity to pump, sell equity, sell debt, buy Bitcoin. So as long as we think the cycle is still got a way to go, which I do, then these buyers are going to continue to come in and buy up way more than is produced, right? And so on balance, eventually the more you buy, those 100k sellers eventually are just going to one by one kind of fill out what they tried to sell, and then you just move higher again. And that's what we've done the whole entire cycle, right? You find sellers at a current level. Once they're exhausted, you just rate the thing higher. That's what we've done throughout this whole cycle. I think that continues. So if I think it continues, then if I'm not selling, I've got to be buying these levels. There's no way the business cycle has topped out just yet. This isn't a 2020 cycle, right? You had very low inflation or disinflation, deflation then. So they had to drop rates to zero, print money. That's not the situation we're in now. Inflation is a little bit hotter, but in any case, the Fed is going to start to cut over the next 6 months, right? They're already saying they're going to slightly change policy. The market expects them to cut rates. We're pricing that in. That is going to be positive for liquidity, not negative. So why would we be topping out now, right? If you look at total market cap, this is excluding Bitcoin and ETH and dollars or stable coins. We're at all-time highs, right? This is not the 2020 cycle. It's much more slow, steady. Monetary policy has to take a bit of a backseat because of the fiscal deficits. But in any case, that's stimulative, right? So we're actually trying to break out here. Why would we top out at the previous all-time high? It doesn't make any sense to me. Crypto has massive growth in it, right? The amount of users, products coming online, stable coins that are proliferating through ETH. We're going to top out at the previous all-time high and then just go into a bear market. Doesn't make much sense to me. This is total, so top 10. Again, look at the difference here. You're saying we're topping out. That's a bull market, right? When you actually completely break through previous all-time highs. You're saying that we've topped out. We're just going to go into a bear market. We're just going to roll over at this point. It doesn't seem logical to me. This is Ethereum. Look, it got its sell-off. It's ridiculous sell-off, actually, to be honest. I don't know how you can trade that all the way down to like 1,000, then back up. Crazy, but look, Ethereum, same as Bitcoin, has network adoption. You can very clearly see the cycles here, but the general growth in it. Look, we've just hit the previous all-time high. You're saying that we're not going to continue in a bull market and move upwards? I think we are, right? All of these charts look great, so buy them, right? Keep buying whatever assets that you want. If you're trading, or if you're not selling, then you should be buying any weakness, right? Because all of these charts look really good and they're just testing previous all-time highs. So if they're testing previous all-time highs, the business cycle still has a way to go and the Fed wants to cut interest rates. Don't worry that inflation is a little bit hot. It can get way hotter. It got to like 9 or 10% in 2020 and they still had the money printer going. So you think they can't inflate at high inflation? Yeah, they can. They can do whatever they want. Just listen to them. If they're saying they're cutting and they're getting looser, game on. As soon as they say, it's a bit too hot for us, then get out of, banana coin or whatever it is. But until then, if they're coming loose, it is game on. All right, buy weakness. These are some great charts as well from Raoul Pal from GMI. I'll try and link his X thread down in the description. Global liquidity year-over-year change. This is the bull market, right? This was the previous bear market. This was the previous bull market, and we're rising up again, but we're not overdone. We can go much higher before things get way too crazy, and then central banks have to draw down again. I think we're still in the expansion phase of global liquidity, year-over-year change. This is global money supply. Again, it's not tick for tick, but there's a high correlation here. And so if money supply is going higher, and the 12-week lead is showing us that, why wouldn't Bitcoin, right? It's not going to be tick for tick, but I think we go higher. Therefore, if I think we go higher, then I should be buying weakness. I should be buying when the Bitcoin price is underperforming or coming into a dip or downturn. And certainly if we're waiting for that correlation to pick up again, then this should actually be a decent time to buy. Foreign central banks hold more gold than treasuries. This is the game right now, right? So central banks, they don't want to hold paper. Okay, they know. And look at the long bonds selling off, right? There's no demand for long bonds because they know inflation is going to be high, currency is going to be printed, it has to happen, right? And so you're moving to world reserve assets again. You can't hold paper. Governments don't want to hold the paper. China can't recycle as many dollars back into the States because the US are trying to actually sort out their trade imbalance, right? So there's actually fewer dollars going to be sent to China, who can then recycle that back into US trophy assets, farmland, stocks, NASDAQ, trophy assets, buildings, etc. That's what the US wants. But that means, right, that the US dollar is going to underperform. US assets are going to underperform versus world reserve currencies like Bitcoin and gold. They have to. That's the whole point. They don't want to send as many bits of paper out that get recycled back in to their assets. So less paper out, less recycling into those assets underperform reserve currencies like gold, right? The demand for paper is down. That's why bond yields are going up as well. And the only way to cap bond yields, right, because you have to keep issuing paper. So the only way to cap bond yields is to print the money. Look at European bond yields, look at UK bond yields, absolutely exploding. There's no buyers, right? And that means they're going to have to print paper, because if the bond yields go up, the bond prices crash. That means your insurance companies and your pension funds go bust and liquid, and so they have to get bailed out. You have to print paper, and you print paper, which means inflation expectations go up, which means there's even less buying of the long-term bonds. That's it. So you can't be in that. First principles, you can't be in paper, you can't be in cash, you can't be in bonds. The only way that they cap the yields is by printing money. So if you're in that, you're going to get wrecked. If you're a government that has any paper, any bonds, they're going to get wrecked. Purchasing power, zero. Right, so you have to be in world reserve assets, so gold and Bitcoin. The Middle East already own Bitcoin. Russia's mining it, of course. I'm sure the Chinese are mining it as well, right? So they've got that, and obviously gold as well. But Bitcoin is just not big enough yet as a kind of government world reserve, right? It's still a small market. And that's good. That's the opportunity. Individuals got in first. Now corporates are getting in. Governments later. But obviously governments with gold right now. But that's the game, right? You can't be in paper. It's very clear. European bond yields are blowing out. UK bond yields are blowing out. Long end US bond yields aren't exactly great either. So what you're going to own, right? You have to own strong assets. Crypto users versus internet users over time. This is not hot air. This industry is growing. Bitcoin is growing. Stablecoins on blockchains are growing. So you're in a big macro trend, right? A secular growth asset class. Buy it. And the only thing to worry about is when the price gets completely detached from the long-term trend rate of growth. Now, I don't think we're detached from the long-term trend rate. This orange line or these green lines right here, that's what I would believe to be the long-term trend rate. We are above it, but we're not crazy. As we get into the red box, as we get up here, that's a bit crazy. And that's where you have to be a little bit cautious about going in too much, because the price itself is a little bit detached from the trend rate. Anywhere near this trend rate, I think we're still good. So again, if I think we go higher, or I think that the risk reward is pretty good, I should be buying, and hence that's what I'm doing. If you trade Bitcoin or crypto, check the Bybit link down below. You can get a huge deposit bonus when you are a new user via that link. I'm James, this is Money GG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.